This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 519, How to Encourage Loved Ones to Simplify Their Lives, and You Have Paid Enough, by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com, and I'm Justin Malik, your very own personal narrator. This is not your typical podcast. It's like a gigantic ongoing audiobook, which is free, by the way, narrating the best blogs on the web. And by the way, it is also with permission from the authors. And that's true for all 5 of our podcasts. If you haven't heard the others, you can search for Optimal Living Daily in the podcast app of your choice to subscribe and hear even more blogs being narrated for you, but in other topics like personal finance, health and fitness, business and startups, and relationships. Those are all separate shows. But today, here on this show, it's about minimalism. Let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. How to Encourage Loved Ones to Simplify Their Lives, by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. Quote, "You can't bring people where they don't want to go." Rob Bell. The struggle I hear most often from people trying to simplify their lives is that their spouse or partner or family or friends won't simplify with them. How can you encourage loved ones to simplify their lives without being annoying? Because we can't convince people to live more simply, eat a healthy diet, or do anything else they don't want to do. I suggest having fun while encouraging loved ones to simplify. Here's the thing. Real change won't occur in someone unless they want it. If they do it just to make you stop nagging them, it won't last. Here are a few other ways you can encourage loved ones to simplify. Let them hear it from someone else. Several people have told me their significant other or family member became more interested in simplifying their life after watching Minimalism, a documentary about the important things, or listening to a podcast about simplicity, or getting inspired from someone other than their partner. Appreciate the little things. Notice the little things and make sure you appreciate the tiny steps that your partner is making, even though things may not be happening as fast or going in the exact direction you had planned. Be encouraging and gentle. Slow progress is still progress. If his or her attempt at simplifying is met with your suggestions for doing it better, there will be little motivation to continue. Give them time. Keep walking the walk and be patient. A woman I work with shared this story. Quote, "The Project 333 webinar was at 9 p.m. I told my husband about it and how I was planning to watch it in bed. I fell asleep before the webinar started, but when my husband woke up this morning, he told me that after I fell asleep, he had cleared out all his clothes, had it down to 35 items, and had put all the clothes he doesn't like, don't fit, or have holes in a box to donate. I have been pursuing a slower pace for 3 years now, and while it is still definitely more my thing than his, my husband, who was a total hoarder in the beginning, can see the benefits, helps with decluttering, and even admits that his bike room / playroom / man cave is much nicer to be in now that it has been decluttered and is kept tidy." Unquote. Laugh. Letting go can bring up some powerful emotions. If you are tackling debt, clutter, busyness, and other elements of a complicated life, it's easy to get overwhelmed and take things too seriously. Don't forget to laugh along the way. Remember to enjoy the time and space you are creating together. Make room for love. While cleaning out the garage might not sound like a fun way to spend the weekend, when you focus on the why instead of the how or when, your partner may be more inspired. Remind your partner that when you don't have to focus on clutter and debt, you will have more time and attention for each other. I am sure that in my excitement to let go and simplify, I've crossed the line from encouraging to annoying from time to time, but knowing that what I want isn't a simple life, but a life full of health and love instead of stress and stuff, reminds me to be patient, gentle, and not to take things too seriously. You Have Paid Enough, by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. Letting go is hard. Letting go of things that you paid too much for is even worse. Minimalist Fashion Challenge Project 333 doesn't require letting go, just a 3-month separation from all but 33 items, but eventually you have to make the decision to hold on or let go. One popular argument for holding on to clothing and other stuff is, I paid so much for that. But holding on to something because you paid for it once will only ensure that you keep paying. If you don't let go, you will pay again and again. You will pay with your money. Even though your purchase is complete, some items require further payment. You'll pay to insure, to store, or to take care of your item in other ways. You might even pay for stuff to organize your stuff. Better hangers, closets, and other organizational gimmicks don't solve the problem. If organizing your stuff worked, you'd be organized. Let it go. Paying once is enough. You will pay with your time and attention. Cleaning, organizing, and thinking about your stuff takes time. You have important choices to make, so increase focus and clarity by alleviating decision fatigue. Paying once is enough. You will pay with your heart. This is the worst payment of all. You pay with emotion by holding on to the past, by punishing yourself for old habits. You pay with guilt, anger, and indecision. Paying once is enough. The answer is simple. Let it go. Let go of the item and all of the costs attached to it. You have paid enough. You just listened to the post titled How to Encourage Loved Ones to Simplify Their Lives and You Have Paid Enough, both by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. In the first article about encouraging others, mentioned that it's a common question that she hears. Yeah, same here. That's a big, frequently asked question, and her suggestions are good. Both the minimalism documentary and listening to podcasts like this one should help if you can get them on board, but you definitely don't want to push it on them either. If someone that you're trying to get on board is into personal finance or money topics, we have a podcast called Optimal Finance Daily, and that covers personal finance, but it has a big minimalism slant. Usually Dan reads posts about minimalism and money on Mondays. He calls it Minimalist Monday, so that could be a good gateway into minimalism. And also, Leo Babauta has some tips about this too. I read an article in episode 339 that addresses it. You can check that out for some more ideas. Any of those things can help. But I think that's it for today. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.